Hello. So I just wanted to share some of the things that are coming through for me at the moment. And I'm really in this place of this deeper expansion within myself and witnessing this within a lot of my clients as well, like these big transitions. And for me, how it's showing up is, I've made this huge move, I've relocated, I've decided that where I was, I've outgrown, and following this huge call from the land, which really required me to step into that Scorpio North Node that I have, which is all about trusting the unknown. And even when you cannot see the bigger blueprint, the bigger picture, you just have to throw yourself bodily into it. And that has really been my process for a long time now, actually. Just continued initiations into deeper and deeper places within that unknown void, black sun energy. And so I am in this place now where it's like I've outgrown so much. So many of the containers that used to hold me, I have now outgrown. And so I'm sort of in this place of like, okay, so what does that next level or layer of support actually look like for me? And, outgrowing friendships and relationships. And I think that's such a theme during Saturn returns. I'm about to enter the last leg of mine. Thank fuck. But that is such a theme during Saturn returns, letting go of friendships and connections and just these old structures that once held us securely, or at least gave the illusion of security, have now fallen and are being dismantled and deconstructed right before your very eyes. And so I think it's really symbolic that I'm in this last leg of it, and I'm continuing with that sort of stream of things continuing to dismantle, and now I'm really in that rebuilding stage of, or feels like I'm entering that rebuilding stage of, okay, but so what do these new structures look like for me? And I'm experiencing that very, very physically, being on new land and calling in different community and connections and all of that, and places to live. And it's all very, as within so without. I'm seeing it all happening and all unraveling and being built simultaneously. And something that I had been getting this nudge to do for so long, and I never do it. And it's like, it's such a nudge from my spirit team to put that sort of client call out. And I always just let people find me. Sometimes I put things out, little things out on Instagram or whatever it is, but I'm very much, build it and they will come. Just, be that magnetic force and just allow things to gravitate towards you. And for the first 3 years, I think I've been in business 3 years now. Yeah, just over 3 years, 3.5 years maybe. And so, that has always worked for me in terms of people just gravitating towards me and finding me as if by magic. But I think it's also important to articulate, what does that ideal client look for you? And for me, from the very moment I started offering sessions, my clients have always been healers. And it took me a while to kind of piece that together, that actually the souls that I work with tend to be playing in those advanced fields. They have done this work before. They have been deep in this work for many, many lifetimes and cycles and initiations. And they have these really powerful levels of mastery that have followed them throughout all of these different incarnations, whether that be on Earth, with fae and fairy, and within those very telluric realms, whether it's been in human incarnations or whether it's been amongst the stars. My clients tend to be very multidimensional and have just the most fascinating coding running through them. And it's one of those things that's like right in front of your face, but you don't actually necessarily realize. And for so long, still always, my clients were healers, but I wasn't turning that around and almost reverse engineering it and asking, okay, what does that mean about me and the sessions that I offer? And what does this mean about the people that I'm here to serve and the role that I play and that I embody whilst holding space for these individuals? How does that refine and define my own work and my offerings? And what I have found is that it tends to be women who are going through or about to go through these big transitions, big earth shattering life transformations, where maybe they've been in healing work for a long time, or they certainly have some sort of sense that they are a healer, whether they have their own business or not. I work with women who have their own business, and I work with women who don't. But there's some big change or transition that is being asked of them, that is being invited of them at that time. It's like at the time where they are drawn to work with me, it's like something needs to shift, and it tends to fall into many different levels, right? Many different dimensions, whether it's, identity, there's some big ancestral thing that they're processing, whether consciously or unconsciously, there's past life layers, there's all of these sort of interweavings that are asking to be shifted, that are asking to be sat with, witnessed, looked at, and really either, understood or cleared or both, in order for them to step into that next layer of coherence within their mind, body, soul. And so that tends to be where I support, and where I guide, and where I hold that space, and where I'm a sounding board and a sacred mirror, a sacred witness, and where I can really help them with that quite advanced level quantum clearings, from that deep, complex Akashic record work, and also with the the really deeply layered epigenetic ancestral side of things as well. That's where my skills really come alive and come online, is being able to see those pieces and see how they're impacting, and also working with the galactic realms as well. That's something that has been written into my coding, and something that took me so long to understand why I had the weirdest experiences throughout my life. But being able to see big galactic records that are sitting way out, in the in the stratosphere, and being able to see the pieces that are interlinking them through different star systems, through different timelines, and are affecting them in this realm right now. And so that tends to be where my level of expertise comes in with people, is being able to see those patterns, being able to see how it all links together, and how there's all of these threads. And that's what I love about my work, is that when people come to me, they'll say, oh yeah, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. And so often there is a thread, and so often we're tracking it, but we just don't consciously realize we are. And maybe it just takes someone who has a bit more of a bird's eye view, a bit more of that removed perspective, to be able to see how all of that conjoins together, and how all of that is being woven into our reality in a way that may not be serving us anymore. And so that's what I love about my work. It lights me up, seeing those transformations that these people experience. For the most part are women. I do have some men that I work with, but for the most part it's women, and they're all just amazing. I wish I had a word to describe. It's like they all have such depth, like real cosmic, earth-based depth that runs through every ounce of their being. And so I wanted to share this. And hold that as the invitation for other, women or perhaps men who are looking for that level of guidance and that level of support. And the other thing I also um, tend to find with some clients, this would be more of a subset of clients, is that they are dealing with really extreme entity issues on some level. On some level, it's playing out, whether it's deeply written into their ancestral line, perhaps they're from a bloodline that has been involved in some really, really dark stuff, or there's something that has kind of is kind of impacting their life in that way. So that would be I would say, the other kind of subset of people that I work with, people who've experienced maybe abductions or experiencing some form of entity issue that is having control over their life. So yes. So thank you so much for watching. If this speaks to you, if this feels like you know where I am. If you're looking for that guidance, if you're looking for that support, then please do reach out.